Parking. We all do it. The catch is, we do it with our own vehicles. Chinese investors, wealthy Chinese businessmen, and in general, anybody rich in China does parking using money. No, we don't mean that they pay someone to park their vehicles for them. What we are saying is that the rich Chinese citizens park their money in foreign countries. Why? Because the communist nation of China is simply no place to safely store money in. Especially now, as the Chinese economy begins unwinding, the finances of any rich Chinese person and investor can be wiped off the table within the blink of an eye. For such wealthy Chinese citizens, the real estate sector of Japan is coming in handy. They are parking their money in Japan's real estate sector. Because, unlike China, Japan's real estate sector is not on the verge of collapse. Hi and welcome. This is TFI Global, the foreign affairs and geopolitical analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I am Siddharth, your host. In this video, I will tell you why Chinese citizens are investing money in Japan through cryptocurrency. Let's begin. The people of China are beginning to park their money in Japan because it is much safer outside the communist nation. The Chinese real estate sector, as we all know, is collapsing. This collapse is having a taxing effect on the country's economy as a whole. The rich within China no longer feel their assets are safe, so they are looking for alternative destinations to safely park their money. One such destination is Japan. However, any Chinese individual seeking to transfer more than $50,000 abroad over a year must first apply for permission from the Chinese government. Needless to say, if the rich in China apply for such permissions, they will probably never see the light of the day again. So, the people who want to take their money out of China are required to do so without alerting Chinese authorities. It's a massive crime. But they are willing to take their chances since one never knows when their money will simply evaporate if allowed to remain in China. Therefore, cryptocurrency is coming in handy for such Chinese citizens. They are transferring their money to Japan in the form of crypto, and their partners in Japan convert the same into yen, which is safely parked in the Japanese real estate sector. Tokyo tax authorities uncovered a China-based scheme that invested about 27 billion yen in Japanese real estate. According to Japanese publication Asahi, officials of the Tokyo Regional Taxation Bureau conducted a tax audit of a company in the capital's Taito ward that operated a photo studio aimed at foreign tourists. Tax officials found that for 3 years until March 2019, 3 individuals living in China sent the equivalent of about 27 billion yen in cryptocurrency to the Tokyo company to have it converted into yen. The Tokyo company pocketed some of the yen as its commission. The report added that the Chinese trio, which transferred money into Japan, did so on behalf of several Chinese investors who wanted to invest in Japan's real estate sector. Most importantly, despite the racket being uncovered by Japan, the government in Tokyo does not seem interested to take action against the Japanese firm, which acted as a vehicle for Chinese investors to park their money in Japan. According to sources quoted by Asahi, Tokyo tax authorities considered taxing the Tokyo company for the commissions it received, but they abandoned the idea because of the company's financial losses. This begs the question, is Japan supportive of money being drained out of China and being put into its own real estate sector? China's once promising real estate sector has gone completely bust. With it, all hopes of the Chinese economy recovering anytime soon have also been slashed. China's real estate crisis is so tremendous that it threatens to disrupt global markets and affect economies around the world. If you thought the Evergrande crisis was the biggest worry for China, brace yourself for a slew of Chinese real estate giants defaulting on their loan obligations. Chinese investors are no patriots. They are neither loyal to the Chinese Communist Party. They are simply concerned about the safety of their money. In China, being a wealth-oriented person or enterprise is nothing short of a crime. That, however, does not steal from the fact that Chinese investors have been parking their money in Japan right under the CCP's nose, using a mode of transaction that the communist dolls of China are simply too illiterate to comprehend. In the most recent addition to a mounting real estate crisis in China, shares of Kaisa Group, a Shenzhen-based developer, were suspended from trading on November 5 in Hong Kong. Kaisa Group is currently facing unprecedented pressure on its finances. Kaisa Group said that it was experiencing multiple headwinds such as a challenging real estate market environment and the recent downgrading of its credit ratings by international agencies. The Evergrande crisis of China led to a series of companies in China defaulting on their huge loans. Modelland China has become the latest developer from Asia's largest economy to miss a dollar bond payment, underscoring the stress spreading across the sector in China. Earlier, Fantasia Holdings, Scenic Holdings, and China Properties had all defaulted on offshore notes. Modern Land China missed a dollar bond that is listed on the Singapore Stock Exchange. Fantasia Holdings Group failed to repay $206 million in debts due on October 4. The Fantasia Holdings Group had raised $500 million in the year 2016. The debt fell due in 2021. But the dismal position of the Chinese real estate market has crippled the property developer. The Chinese economy banked on the real estate sector enormously. Now, there is simply no developer in China who is not feeling the pain of the crisis which has engulfed the sector. It is, therefore, natural for Chinese investors to do all they can to protect their finances while they still can.